What a bunch of donkeys.
Okay.
Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 worst Hell's Kitchen contestants. Before we begin, we publish new videos every day, so be sure to subscribe for more great content. For this list, we're looking at the contestants that have appeared over the course of this hit series and are ranking the worst of the worst, based on a mix of their attitudes and abilities.
I'm sorry that I get intense.
Number 10, Sabrina Brimhall.
Lisa's been cooking for 30 years. How long does it take to learn how to cook scallops? I guess longer than 30 years.
As one of the youngest chefs to ever take part in the competition, you'd think someone like Sabrina would have wanted to show off her maturity through her professional work ethic.
I need a minute 30 on your chicken garnish!
Well, you would be dead wrong. Her shrieks could often be heard piercing through the kitchen when things didn't go her way.
No, you're a little pussy-ass bitch! Yeah, you deserve to f***ing go! If you're an executive chef, you ain't done better than me at all!
She also wasn't above throwing hissy fits, starting arguments, and resorting to rather low blows just to keep her place in the competition. Why Ramsay didn't throw her out on day one, we'll never know.
You have got a big heart, you work exceptionally hard, but young lady, you have a lot of growing up to do inside the kitchen.
Number 9, Suzanne Schlicht.
Hotter than Mississippi in June.
Suzanne wasn't the chef with the worst attitude problem ever in Hell's Kitchen, but she did have a habit of making excuses every time she flopped on a station or when her food was poorly received.
I know how to cook food. That's not my struggle here.
The sense of carelessness she brought to every service slowly began to grind on everybody's nerves as the series went on, including Chef Ramsay's.
No chance!
No, chef.
Boasting her talent while denying her flaws got old real fast. And when you combine that with her sluggish attitude, let's just say most viewers were more than happy to see her go.
For God's sake, woman, get a grip!
Yes, chef.
Number 8, Elise Wims.
This is up.
Cover your ears, folks, because this one never knew when to shut her mouth. With her confidence in her talents often spilling over into arrogance, Elise frequently undermined her entire team, which more often than not resulted in chaos both in and out of the kitchen.
Elise will never admit that she's wrong, and she just stood there with her eyebrows up and just looking.
Casually insulting her teammates, preaching false modesty, and substantial superiority issues made Elise an absolute nightmare to work with.
This is why I've never been a team player from the beginning. Everybody else pretends to be a team player but looks out for their own self.
Her talents may have earned her third place, but her constant verbal assaults crippled her chances of audiences liking her.
Thank you, Chef. After Hell's Kitchen, I am prepared for any obstacle that comes my way.
Number 7, Thomas Tom Poley.
Everything's fair game in Hell's Kitchen.
Tom decided to pursue a career in the culinary arts at kind of a late point in his life. But right from the get-go, he seemed unaware of what was expected of him. As a result, he became Chef Ramsay's frequent punching bag, given that he was always making mistakes, talking back, and generally acting like a child.
It's a game!
This is all I know how to do. This is my life.
It's no surprise that he didn't last too long, but he sure managed to leave an impact. In the end, we'll remember Tom as a grumpy little chef who constantly found himself on the receiving end of a Ramsay verbal beatdown.
Just stand up straight and at least look like cook.
Number 6, Robin Almodovar.
I did exactly what you said for the squash blossoms. It was your damn dish.
As part of what is arguably the most destructive ensemble of female chefs in the competition's history, Robin spearheaded a whole slew of backtalk and explosive arguments on the red team.
Don't even go there with me.
Oh my God.
It eventually got so bad that she found herself going over to the men's team, but alas, the problems followed her there.
They look hard, overdone, not attractive whatsoever. It looks like something a rabbit shat out.
Easy to anger, outspoken, visceral in her put-downs, Robin was what many considered a walking time bomb from beginning to end. It's just a shame that her talents got buried under all that aggression.
That's my fault?
Number 5, Russell Cook II.
Rob, if you're that fat and you can't walk 5 steps up to the pass and see what you have on order, my mouth is closed.
It's unlikely we will ever get a sorer loser than this guy. Throughout his respective season, Russell showed immense talent when it came to cooking. But it also became clear that he was not very nice, to put it mildly.
Hey, come on! It's fucking raw, it's not even close.
As time went on, we got glimpses of how disrespectful and egotistical Russell really was, even making threats of violence at times.
If you talk to me like you talked to me before about that salmon, I would have slapped the shit out of you.
This all came to a head during the finale, where he failed at the final hurdle and ended up coming second. Did he accept defeat humbly? Nope. He blamed his team and wished the worst for their careers. Yikes.
You will never get a job in any city I work. I'm gonna definitely blackball you guys because you guys fucked me so royally tonight.
Number 4, Jen Gavin.
I maximize on the time that I have, Chef.
There have been many competitors in Hell's Kitchen who can be considered a loudmouth, but Jen eclipses them all. Her inability to stop talking back to Chef Ramsay and the rest of the team managed to flare up a good amount of animosity, to the point where Jen was shipped over to the blue team.
That's what you get, bitches!
While she certainly had talent in the kitchen, what most remember Jen for is her dishonesty, underhanded tactics, and how she could never let go of a grudge.
You grew, you matured, and you listened.
Number 3, Jason Underwood.
It's Jason who won Hell's Kitchen and has a pocket full of money and has to beat women off with a stick, for God's sake.
This man is sexist, plain and simple. Not bothering to disguise his demeaning views towards women, Jason ticked all the boxes for the average pig-headed individual.
I don't think the girls have a clue what they're doing. But what do you expect without a man over there to lead them, of course?
He considered men to be superior in almost every way, criticized the ladies, and made outdated remarks about their place in the kitchen. All in all, he was a very unpleasant individual.
A room full of girls, I mean, that's useless unless, what are they having, a Tupperware party over there?
That being said, it did make his repeated failures all the more sweet, especially when he lost to the ladies in challenges. He wasn't long for the competition, given how weak his character and talents were.
Jason, take off your jacket and leave Hell's Kitchen. You gave up before we started tonight.
Number 2, Ranjit Raj Branston.
Well, Raj, this is going to be a long night.
Where do we even begin with this guy? We're not sure he's crazy, but he is definitely a little kooky. Who else do you know that practices karate when inebriated? But what's most surprising about Raj is just how terrible he is at cooking. When he wasn't stuffing his head inside the freezer, he was wasting food by firing it off too early.
Get out! Now!
I don't even know what the hell's going on or what happened or why.
He quickly lost the trust of his teammates and earned Ramsay's ire on multiple occasions, to the point that he was kicked out even when he was supposedly safe from elimination. We can honestly say we have never seen a chef like Raj.
And I personally can't go an inch further. Jacket.
Before we unveil our number 1 pick, here are some honorable, or in this case, dishonorable mentions.
I don't know what the you're doing.
Me neither, Chef.
That is not going anywhere, Missy.
Okay.
Except in the bin.
You can't get the over there and don't ever come up to my pants again and try to take my place.
You're the one that should go home. I don't need to hear your little shit. You whiny little
Number 1, Lacey D'Angelo.
I don't want to do this shit anymore. I really don't.
From the moment she stepped into the kitchen, this lady fell apart at the first sign of trouble, to the point where she walked out and left everyone else to do the work.
Quit, you guys.
What the man?
Following that, Lacey entered a downward spiral she could not recover from. At every twist and turn, she showed she was unable to stand up to the challenge.
I shouldn't be here. At this point, I don't even care.
Her disastrous episodes on the meat station also resulted in her getting booted out early, with Chef Ramsay only being able to take so much incompetence before snapping.
You can't waste my time any longer.
I agree.
Give me a jacket and leave Hell's Kitchen. And go in there and say goodbye. Properly, say it properly, let's go.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from WatchMojo and subscribe for new videos every day.